Chelsea, did we tag somebody who's going to do our head count on faculty?
Did we what?
Did we tag somebody?
No, but it'll probably be John, and he'll be here.
He's got him up to death. Kelly can give you or probably Michelle the best guesstimate number. Michael, you think this is set correctly? Sounds like it.
It's fine.
About right there.
Thank you.
This will work out a lot. Thank you.
Stool for the guys.
That's pretty greedy.
Thanks for bringing that over. Where we got that from?
Yeah, that's the only stool with no back that I can think of on the whole campus, actually.
Are you serious? I think I have a couple of those in my garage. Shall I donate them to the university?
This is the first time we've ever had a request for one outside of TV studios, so maybe it might be good.
I mean, they're literally just taking up space in the garage.
Right?
Continue to take up space and like that's good. Now I know what to do with those. This is where I need the excited that the May system will.
Steam this a little bit. I took it, I put it in the dryer a couple times on the removal bar. It's not terrible.
Do we have steam?
It's got, I don't know if it.
Were we gonna put a couple underneath those folks? Just on the road.
Oh, is this your phone?
It is. Is it going?
If I went up to clean box and stuff, do you find a person downstairs or?
Yeah, I had Milton.
Oh, look, it's in there? All right. Okay, I was just trying to help.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
It's just a sticker. Oh, no, we have the signs, but it's on their programs and what's in their, tourist house.
Kelsey, can you come to the front, please? So, I still have lack of clarity grammatically. Due to significant events this year. Regardless, but I feel confident in clarity. All right, so you're here, thank you for joining us. Before we get started, silence, please stand. Posting. Please remain standing for support and join us in singing the national anthem. You're gonna wait.
Well, I'm not sure what's best for later. I was gonna ask you guys. Originally I was thinking I was just gonna, during the national anthem.
Cannot.
Okay,
It's
so
disrespectful.
I was gonna go off
So if they start, who's doing the national anthem?
the park minstrels.
Okay. If we get to them and we're able to say, wait for me to depart before you start, then you can exit the stage.
Okay.
If they start, you need to stay.
Well, and that's, yeah,
And that's,
I
and
knew it
that's
had to be
fine.
one or the other. I didn't know
Yeah.
what was better. I would prefer to not be on the stage in front of
Well, there will be a moment of awkward pause while you depart, but I think everyone will get it. You're departing the stage. So it's kind of your call. We'll just need to let them know what we're doing on
You
that.
should be here.
Okay, so then, next up, and first up is Brian. So Brian comes up. Okay, so he's giving his convocation, he's giving his moment of reflection right there. Okay. That's what I don't have in my notes. Got it. I found it because I went back and forth, so.
I'll go up there. Here, hold the
So this wouldn't fit in the smaller one.
That's,
We have the smaller one, but we were using it for your personal one.
Oh, so this is everybody's.
That's just the master one.
So I think I just wrote in here. I don't think I wrote anywhere else. So I think we can leave that in there, right? Good.
And get you a front page. so-
Well, I know I don't rate. Once again. Once again. I'm not a rating. Keeping it real. So as I'm facing.
and you saw the pronunciation for her name.
Yes. Cyprian Sipinowitz.
One of us is, okay.
Cyprian Sin. S-I-N. S-I-N. Cyprian Sipinowitz. Simkowitz. Simkowitz. Cyprian Simkowitz. Right. What time do you kick the show off? Did we decide that this was gonna go on this side?
Oh, yeah, I just said that one's fine.
Sure, I can be semi-useful instead of in the way.
I can play once I come off the stage.
Just 6 more.
That's all?
Wasn't it?
Down that 5? No, I think we can keep going. That's what you like. It's a long way. Well, hey, we're knocking it out. Come on, get us better.
I already went to you guys here, and I'll work them out, and then if those sections aren't showing, I'm very possible to put some others.
Probably with the front, 'cause I made that. So basically, this is everything that I have in my binder, just separated out.
Where did you? Oh, okay. So this should be the same thing, but we just put it on cardstock.
Right.
And everything else is going to be the same with these.
Our Board of Trustees works.
I get so caught up on that line too, but since Board of Trustees is
Singular.
singular, it's right. I mean, we can change it because I know it sounds funny to me, but I think technically it is works.
Works very hard. Board of Trustees works very hard. Okay.
Did you want to try to steam that?
We brought like my little steamer today.
I'm not sure it's gonna,
I think
I think it's pretty good. Because I'm not sure it's gonna get it out, and if it doesn't, you run the risk of spotting it. So let's just leave it.
again, it's a small stomp steamer, so I'm like, I don't know how fast you can,
Sure.
I don't want it to
I don't think we need that.
You don't want this to set the hat on top of? Not the glass case, but just this?
Oh, I don't think that's necessary, do you?
Okay.
Check it out, go check it out. How do I know?
I think it looks nice. I don't know, I can go in the back.
You guys go make a decision, please go make a decision, you know?
I just think it.
Get to work back there.
It just has a correlation, black, brown, gold. Maybe I'm only seeing that because I'm on top of it. Michelle, give it a rest.
No. What do you think?
I think we leave it.
You think you leave it?
It's a substance.
too random.
It's a substance.
Yeah, I agree. It would be just a hat. And you're just like, yeah, you're setting your hat on the
Here, let me put my hat down.
No one can see the, no, you can tell.
It's just that I know. It's just I know that it's there.
It's for Michelle.
Because it's all about peace of mind.
So I can give you the full
What?
Take it off so she can see without it.
Take it off. Take it off.
Oh, take this off. Oh, I thought you meant pretend like I had a
Yes.
hat.
I was like, maybe I can turn it.
I already knew once I saw it from here, put it back.
Did you get all the water? Look at you.
Yes, and then the others are out here, and my bag's out
Okay.
underneath the staircase.
Oh, Michelle. Here's the one.
Matches.
Yeah, I did both of these.
Alex, do you want what you've done in your life? Your signs.
What's been my most challenging moments with the other Michelle?
I think you know when you turned around last year that you were very heavy dress.
Isn't that ironic though?
No, I'm just gonna find
You said, if you come work for me, paraphrasing, if you come work for me, you have to know that because if they're not sincere, and then you can move to the big house,
That's
you
right.
know? And,
And I said it'd be fun.
yeah, and there I am in the big house with you now. which
Your
is-
fault.
And then I saw that. I either had to get this one or I had to get one with a dinner in it.
That's nothing.
So,
Nobody
oh,
else
look,
can
you
see
got
it.
it. Kelsey did it just fine. Oh, yeah.
You know why? It's counterintuitive. Paul, can we get, even if it's tacky, literally, no one will reach this and pull it. I would never
I
pull
know,
it.
that,
would
when I
always
first
push.
did
It's
it, I wanted to
counterintuitive.
Show Dr. Henderson
Sure.
that because I don't have a label maker down there, nor do I
You don't
have
carry your
a
label?
white
You have a
Sharpie.
Sharpie?
I have a white one or a silver one.
You have tape? Okay, do it. Okay, no. Okay, no.
Or I have
Yes.
glasses. See, I
If
brought
we
a
get a
little-
chance to tell him that it's Paul,
You have to tell him. Yeah.
when are we gonna tell him?
Well, he'll be here sometime. Thank you.
Okay, he should be here, you should be able to catch him before.
Okay, bye-bye.
So that can sit there, that won't be there. Did we dust this?
No, I did not just him. Not to go in. Thought you might want to.
Who, you thought what?
I thought maybe you might want to do that. You know, keep it real. Let's keep it easy.
Keeping it real. Izzy's like, I told her I was gonna wear the top of her. She said, yeah, she's like, you're gonna carry that lace and that, don't fall. You're like so funny, don't fall.
No pressure. Yeah, right. No pressure.
Cause she had the opportunity to come to your harvest. I said, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so still work. So what, for Sunday? Then, okay, departmental, executive staff assessing. Yes. And then the departmental ready on stage before you assess?
Yes, because they aren't they playing something.
Okay, so we need to like all this, I mean, the executive staff position, but.
Okay. see with me and put it out. Scissors.
Yeah.
This is my personal limits.
So we have one mic in our
I think if you're gonna do that, no, because you're calling commands.
How are
and you
you?
do
Haven't seen
forward
you in a
march.
while. You doing all right?
Even though you're not necessarily going forward, call it, okay? Tracking.
Center, fix. Forward, mom.
Hey, George, go ahead and grab us one more time. One more time to call. Go ahead and grab it, guys. We're good. Get back up. You're forward. No, we don't want to do this. Forward. Yeah. I just want the optic.
for joining us today for the Park University 2017-2018 opening convocation. If you have extra room in your row, please move towards the center of the aisle to allow more seating in the chapel. Before we get started, please remember to silence your electronic devices and keep aisles clear throughout the ceremony. Now, please stand for the processional and remain standing for the posting of the colors. All right, and please remain standing and join us in singing the national anthem.
Please be seated. I have to say, you're a good-looking sight out there. Welcome to the new year. As we begin this new academic year, we should be thankful for those who helped us along the way. We should be thankful for family, friends, teachers, religious leaders, civic leaders, firefighters, the police, public servants, volunteers, and those serving in our military, just to name a few. Please reflect with me, or in observance with your faith tradition, in a moment of silent gratitude for these individuals. Because of the divisive events tearing at the fabric of the United States in recent weeks, I felt necessary to rewrite my remarks today. Therefore, they're not in the major program. While at a service at the Grace and Holy Trinity Cathedral in downtown Kansas City on Sunday, the minister gave a sermon that she pulled away from the text of the day. She didn't speak what she was supposed to speak about. She made the following observations about what happened recently in Charlottesville, Virginia. It is important that we call such behavior what it is: racism, bigotry, and hatred. She said it is supremely important to stand with those of a different race, religion, orientation, ability, education, or socioeconomic background. She said we must do this in our homes, communities, classrooms, churches, and with our friends. As I reflected on this sermon, I fondly remembered a meeting I had 9 years ago. Dr. Jane Wood, Markley Peterson, and myself took 17 students to Germany and Poland and Austria. And while in Germany, we went to the University of Munich. We went to visit the White Rose Resistance Group Museum. And while there, we met a man by the name of Franz Mueller. This 80-plus-year-old man came to our meeting on a bicycle in the rain. And he was a remarkable individual because he was a survivor of the White Rose Resistance Group. And he spoke to my students for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then we had a question and answer session. And the way it went for Franz, he was 17 years old when he joined the group. And this group's mission was to put posters up around Germany with anti-Hitler and anti-fascism sentiments. And they also sent pamphlets out across Germany I believe five or seven. It's one of those two. I can't remember. And they were eventually caught. And most of the group was executed without due process. Franz, however, was let go. And he went back to his home, where he was immediately drafted and sent to France to fight, and then arrested again and put in a concentration camp, where he nearly starved to death. His friend who was arrested with him was starved to death. And my students asked that, and then he was actually liberated by American forces. They offered to take him back to the United States to live, and he actually said he wanted to return to Germany and make sure that this sort of thing would never happen again. So he returned, lived his life, and then we met him. My students asked a couple of very good questions. One of the questions they asked is, why in the world did they let him go in the first place? And I found this really interesting. His response was, he thought it was because he had blonde hair and blue eyes. The second question they asked him was, why did he find the resolve to resist at such great odds? His friends were beheaded. And he said that he resisted for three reasons. First, his minister taught him his whole young life that all people were equal. Secondly, he was taught by his mother, who resisted in her way, in her home, in the small town he grew up in. And the third reason he resisted was because of his liberal education at the gymnasium, which gave him, he said, quote, fodder to fight the anti-intellectualism of Adolf Hitler. He said that he was intellectually bankrupt and very boring. I think when you get your 80s, you can say things like that. So we were very impressed by this, and it became clear to me that we stand with those who are different than us, and we resist the persecution of those who are different than us. And I'm going to finish with a poem. As I approach, I discern a different hue to your skin. Your hairstyle is most unfamiliar. Even your very scent is alien. The array, pulse, and inflection of your speech offend my ear. Your ideas are different. I don't even know where they start. You are different. But as I looked in your eyes, I saw myself, my dreams, my hopes. I hoped, as you looked into my eyes, that you saw your dreams and your hopes. Yes, we are different in discernible ways, but we are similar in so many more human ways. Thank you. It is now my pleasure, my great pleasure is what it says here, that I introduce Dr. Michelle Myers. Dr. Myers was appointed interim provost of Park University on May 22nd, 2017. She joined Park as dean of the School of Education on July 5th, 2010, and served as dean of the newly created College of Education and Health Professions for academic year 2016 to 2017. Prior to joining Park University, Dr. Myers served in numerous higher education roles. Her higher education professional career began as assistant professor at Southeast Missouri University State, where she was tenured before moving to University of Central Missouri. While at UCM, she served as teaching faculty, faculty senate vice president, and president, chair of the Graduate Council, and interim associate dean of the College of Education and Human Services. Prior to her arrival at Park University, she has served as associate dean of the Division of Education at Queens College of the City of University of New York. Dr. Myers earned her doctorate of education degree and master's of education degree from the University of Arkansas. She received her bachelor's degree in psychology from Western Kentucky University. Please help me in welcoming Dr. Michelle Myers to the podium.
Well, good afternoon, and welcome to Park University 2017-2018 opening convocation. I'm Shelley Myers, interim provost, and I am very proud to be a part of this great academic community that is Park University. I especially want to welcome students, faculty, and staff from campus centers around the country who are joining us via webcast. I will begin by introducing and welcoming some distinguished guests who are with us today. Please rise as I call your name so you may be recognized. We are honored to have Mr. Scott McClure, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Park University, as well as Vince Clark and Siparine Sakimowicz. Thank you for attending today and for your service on the board. Park University would also like to recognize and welcome the Honorable Nan Johnston, Mayor of the City of Parkville. Thank you for being with us today. From the Park Student Government Association, Thomas Murphy, President. And from the Faculty Senate, Dr. Amy Wolf. Also on the platform, Dr. Brian Cowley, who brought a moment of reflection today. I would now ask all students to please stand and be recognized. You are the reason we are here. Thank you. I'm also very pleased to introduce members of our academic administrative leadership joining us this afternoon. As I call your name to be recognized, please stand and remain standing. Members of the audience, please hold your applause until each group is introduced. First, members of our academic administration. Dr. Rebecca Studeville, Vice Provost. Dr. Emily Salee, Associate Provost. Dr. Jamie Uden, Associate Vice President and Dean of Students. Dr. Brad Kleindl, Dean, College of Management. Dr. James Pasley, Dean, College of Liberal Arts and Sciences. And Dr. Timothy Westcott, Interim Dean, College of Education and Health Professions. Please join me in welcoming these individuals. We also have a number of our associate deans with us today. Again, please stand and remain standing when I call your name so that you may be recognized. Audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. From the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, Professor Scott Hageman, School of Natural, Applied, and Social Sciences, and Professor Brian Shaver, School of Humanities. From the College of Management, Dr. Penny DeYoung, School of Business, Undergraduate Programs, Dr. Greg Moore, School of Business, Graduate Programs, and Dr. James Vanderloo, Hopman School of Public Affairs. In the front row, we have members of Park's senior executive staff, including Brian Bodie, Chief Financial Officer, Lori Christensen, Chief of Staff, Roger Dusing, Chief Human Resource Officer, Courtney Goddard, Vice President and General Counsel, Shane Smead, Vice President and Chief Operating Officer. It is also my pleasure to introduce several special guests in the audience today. Past President, Mr. David Fowler. Past Interim President, Dr. Jeff Ehrlich. Past Board of Trustee member, Dr. Lynn Bondurant. Former trustee member, Paul Galt. And our distinguished First Lady, Mrs. Lori Gunderson, wife of President Gunderson. Another reason that Park will have a great new academic year is because of our wonderful faculty members. You will not find a more dedicated faculty than the ones we have here at Park University. Would all of the faculty members present please stand and rise so that we may show our appreciation. Thank you for all you do. In addition to the faculty, I would also like to acknowledge our great staff who are present today. Make no mistake about it, they are the engines that drive things here at Park. I would especially like to thank Michelle Forrest, Kelsey Ruoff, Alex Gustin, and Special Events, along with all the volunteers who contributed to making today's ceremony a success. Would all staff members please stand so that we may thank you for all that you do. Thank you. Finally, we would like to thank Dr. Dorothy May, Mr. Bob Cheney, Mr. Joe Cameron, Mr. Steve McDonald, and the Park Minstrels for the beautiful music they are sharing with us today. Today, students, as I look out at each of you, I see the future. Future business leaders, social workers, teachers, caregivers, lawmakers, artists, and the future looks very promising from where I'm standing. And while you are representative of great things to come, please know that you are now part of an institution that remembers, honors, and celebrates its foundation. Today, particularly, if you are a new student, I want you to understand that Park University is rich with 142 years of history and tradition that we will always honor and preserve. This very event, opening Convocation, is a long-held tradition for our university. The hosting of a fall celebration known through the years by many other names, such as Harvest Festival, an Alumni Weekend, and now Homecoming, is another enduring tradition that we continue to honor. And still, along the way, we add new traditions, like the posting of the academic all-star banners across campus. Hopefully you've seen them. Today, we add another, the inclusion of the ceremonial mace in our academic rituals. This is a new practice for Park, started this year in this ceremony, and it is one that we are proud to adopt. Our mace was commissioned by President Gunderson and has limestone mined from our campus incorporated into its design. Even our school colors, canary and wine, come with a story. These colors are chosen to represent Park for practical reasons, like so many other aspects of our institution's early days. As the story goes, one of Park's earliest structures, an old hotel building, was in desperate need of a coat of paint. Park co-founder and president, Dr. John McAfee, improved its appearance by using yellow and red paint on the building and eventually on all campus buildings. It is believed that Park students chose the colors canary and wine rather than yellow and red to sound a little more refined. Over the years, canary and wine has often been referenced in school-related literature and songs. So in celebration of you, the newest Park University family members, to proudly wear our beloved canary and wine, and in homage to our strong legacy of education, artistic expression, and spirited students, faculty, and staff, we would like to share a visual representation of the past, the present, and the future. Please enjoy.
Oh, may the breeze bear on high, canary and the wine.
Oh, may those colors proud and fly, canary and the wine.
The broad and sturdy rose below, her waters from the mountain snow, reflect from out the sunset's glow, canary and the wine.
Our hearts go out and love to thee, canary and the wine. Oh, may our bond we will be, canary and the wine.
We'll spread the boughs of thy hand, we'll bear thy face everywhere, and true to thee we'll ever sing, canary and the wine. True men grow strong, meet thy control, canary and the wine. Grow strong in arm and mind and soul, canary and the wine.
Within us may a spirit be, spiriting us to strive for thee, and giving us victory. Canary and the wine.
We certainly hope that you enjoyed that. Now it is my pleasure to introduce our next speaker. Here at Park University, we are proud of the strong relationship that we enjoy with the city of Parkville. It is truly a town and gown relationship. Mayor Johnston, will you bring us greetings from the city of Parkville? Mayor.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Parkville and to the start of another school year. For some of you, it's a very exciting first year, and yet for others, a bittersweet final and last year here at Park University. But I'm excited for you because this school year marks one more step, an advancement of a goal, and it's a goal that you have set for yourself. You're making progress in a plan that will define the rest of your lives. How's that for pressure? The city of Parkville has a rich history, although some would describe it as more of a wild time, when the saloon businesses flourished on Main Street in the mid-1800s, and riverboats carried goods to trade with the Indian territories to the north. The town of Parkville was founded in 1849 by George S. Park, who also donated the land and was a founding father of Park College some 26 years later. And I am very proud to say that 142 years after its founding, Park University and the city of Parkville maintain that strong town-gown relationship. In a tradition that began upon its founding, students actually built public facilities around town, and some are still standing. And today we carry on that tradition as students work with city in various public administration projects, although perhaps not quite so physical as in the past. We are most grateful for the management here at Park University for not only lending us their talent and their resources, in particularly those that have helped the city preserve its past and maintain its future. As the university is the city's largest employer and its oldest business, I am pleased and proud of the partnership over the years. One of the things that our residents enjoy most is our Parks and Trails system. So I hope that if you've not already done so, that you venture down to our park system along the scenic Missouri River and enjoy the trails and the various amenities there. Throughout the years, our merchants and other organizations hold many fun festivals and other things, events in our parks and in our shopping districts. And one such event is Parkville Days, which begins today and runs through Sunday evening. It'll be held in our downtown area in an English Landing Park, which is easily accessible here from campus. There you can enjoy day and evening activities, including live music, a 5K run, helicopter rides, and of course the annual parade, which takes place on Saturday morning. So whether you're commuting from somewhere close or you have come here from halfway around the world, we welcome you with open arms. We hope you have many wonderful experiences during your time here. We hope you meet many lifelong friends and have fond memories of your time here at Park University. We're very happy you're here.
Thank you, Mayor Johnston. Our Board of Trustees works very hard on behalf of all faculty, staff, and students at Park University. They commit a great deal of their time to serve on the board. Board Chair Scott McRohr will bring us greetings from the Park University Board of Trustees. Scott.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, it's my honor to welcome you to Park University. Whether you're a residential or commuter student here on the Parkville home campus, a student at one of Park's military facilities, an adult learner at either downtown Kansas City's University Park, or at Park's new Lenexus, Kansas facility, or an online student, you are part of a diverse learning community. Park offers you an educational banquet, and I'd encourage you to indulge yourself. Engage in the educational and co-curricular opportunities that will await you this year. Take time to get to know your classmates, your professors, and Park's terrific staff members. And you may find in doing so that you better get to know yourself. This year you'll learn many new things, and your thinking will be challenged and stretched as you encounter new ideas and concepts. Your professors will expect a lot of you, but know that they are there to support you and encourage you, and maybe even sometimes push you to success. Thank you for allowing Park University to be part of your educational journey. And please accept the board's and my very best wishes for a terrific academic year. Go Pirates.
Thank you, Scott. Our next greetings comes from our student leadership. As I mentioned earlier, you are the reason we are here. President of the Student Government Association, Thomas Murphy, will now bring us greetings from the students.
Hello, faculty, staff, fellow students, and special guests. My name is Thomas Murphy, President of the Park Student Government Association, and I am proud to stand here before you. I would just like to start by bringing to light a simple question that I have been thinking about since I sat here last year, when I sat in the same seats you are sitting in now. And that question is, what makes Park University truly exceptional and different from other universities? What makes Park exceptional is it is a place where you are free to be who you are and think the way you want. It is a place that emboldens the mind and spreads free thought. Many universities say that they stand for these types of ideas. But what makes Park University extraordinary is that no matter how much you may disagree with different students as it pertains to a specific subject such as politics, ethics, or even less decisive issues, as what is your favorite soccer team, which I argue with some of my teammates every day about. Each student, both on our Parkville daytime campus, online, and at our campus centers, will respect your opinion. That does not mean that they agree with it, but they will respect it, because at the end of the day, every student who is a part of Park University, whether a student or faculty, they are your family. They are part of our proud Pirate family. This year has been declared by President Gunderson to be the year of diversity. And that, to me, does not mean just celebrating everything that is good about ourselves and our cultures, but it means reflecting and building upon our different struggles. Whether you're from the greater Kansas City area, or you're from halfway across the world, I truly believe that this year, our school is especially equipped to tackle the issue of diversity, and that starts with each individual challenging the status quo, getting their opinions out there, and never backing down. I vow as the PSGA president to work as hard as possible to embody the year of diversity, philosophy in everything that I do. PSGA is made up of more than just me, and I would like to take a moment to recognize those individuals, including, if you could please rise, the executive board, which consists of me, Ryan Zitter, Vice President Ronald Lane, Business Manager, and Gunnar Backus, the Secretary. I would like to ask them to please stand, and I would also like all the senators to stand up at this time. Please help me in giving them a big round of applause. I would also like to say a special thanks to all of the executive boards of years past who were able to lead by example and show to the generations that preceded them what truly striving for greatness means. In closing, I want to point out that as many of you may have noticed throughout my speech, I freely offered my opinions I did this to lead by example. I believe that every student has a voice, and it is up to them to work as hard as they can to create their own platform and to find that inner voice they can't wait to get out. I know from personal experience that every opinion matters. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. 3 years ago, I would have never imagined myself standing up here today. But I was able to find my inner voice that couldn't wait to get out. I can't wait to see other students continue to push themselves and create their own path. Students, let's not just make this year a great year, but an exceptional year. The future of Park University is in our hands, so let's make it something so truly special. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Dr. Gunderson and I look forward to working with you and PSGA this year. Next, Dr. Amy Wolf, President of Faculty Senate, will bring greetings from the Park University faculty. Amy?
Well, hello, everyone. I am honored and humbled to be here in front of you today to represent the faculty. I do have to admit, though, I wasn't quite ready to come back to school this year. I had a great summer. How about you all? Yeah? Well, I don't know if some of my colleagues noticed or not, but the first few days of Fall Faculty Conference, I was always wearing my sunglasses on top of my head. It was my symbolic way of not wanting to let go of summer. So, then we had the pleasure of going into the dining hall. Fabulous, right? Have you all eaten there? And I got to see a few of you and talk to a couple of you, and I started to get excited again. So I started wearing my sunglasses a little bit less. And then I had the pleasure of last Friday coming to move-in day. And boy, was that exciting. We had Mrs. Gunderson, President Gunderson, all the students there. I brought my son, who's just starting high school, along to help, and everybody was lending a helping hand, and it was very exciting. That was the last day I donned my sunglasses on top of my head. I was ready to start. I was very excited to start. And then I started thinking about what I love about Park. And one of the things that I love about Park is everyone pulling together, everyone working together to help one another. And so I thought, wow, move-in day really had an impact on me, but what other things do I love about Park? And I started to think about the book that my faculty mentor when I graduated from undergraduate school gave me. And in the inscription, she said, our profession, which for those of you who don't know, I'm early childhood education, our profession is fundamental to our being. This book helps to endorse that. Well, what kind of book could endorse the fundamentals of our being? Well, it's this one. All I really needed to know I learned in kindergarten. Okay? And in this book, there's highlighted things that you can almost call rules that we need to follow in life. And I'm going to list off, not all of them, but some of my favorites. The first one is share everything. But I do have to do a disclaimer, especially for our nursing faculty and our nursing students, except germs. Germs are bad. Don't share them. And we'll cover that later, okay? Another one that I really like is to play fair. Then we have clean up your mess. Don't take things that aren't yours. And say you're sorry when you hurt somebody. Now, to address those germs, wash your hands before you eat. And those of you who have roommates, this one is very, very, very important. Always, always flush. My most favorite, and those of you who have had me in class will know this is true, is that warm cookies and cold milk are good for you. And the next one, faculty might get a little bit concerned, so plan this very carefully. Take a nap every afternoon. And the disclaimer, as long as it doesn't interrupt your class schedule. Now, the next three things I think are a little more serious, and I hope I am reflecting on what the faculty would agree are near and dear to us. The first one is when you go out into the world, watch out for traffic, hold hands, and stick together. Well, this really reminds me of move-in day. You know, we're all here in it together, and we're all here to support one another. The next one, I think that you probably saw reflected throughout this week, and you'll definitely see at the activities outside this afternoon, is to live a balanced life. It's not all about studying every single minute of every single day. So the book says, learn some and draw some and paint some and sing and dance and play and work every day some. And finally, my most favorite, be aware of wonder. Remember the little seed that we all placed in the little styrofoam cup when we were in kindergarten? And the roots go down and the plant goes up, and nobody really knows how or why, but we're all like that. Be aware of wonder. That's what I believe that Park faculty embody. We will encourage you to wonder, to think about things, to think about why things work the way they do, to ask questions, and to explore your ideas. All that you learned in kindergarten might have provided you with the fundamentals of being. However, it is our job as your faculty to keep you thinking and supporting you to work together to achieve greatness. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy. It is now my great pleasure and honor to introduce Dr. Greg Gunderson, President of Park University. Please join me in welcoming President Gunderson for the 2017 opening Convocation Presidential Address.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I appreciate your taking time out of this busy first week of classes to attend Park University's opening 2017 Convocation. You know, opening Convocation is one of the most important events because it sets the tone for the year. And with that in mind, I'd like to begin in gratitude. I want to publicly thank our hardworking faculty, staff, trustees, and stakeholders for all that you have done and will continue to do in support of our students. I am so pleased with the momentum we have built over the last year, and I am excited about this year because I have seen firsthand how passionately you use your talents and gifts to serve our students. I am grateful for you, and we all thank you. And now to our students, welcome. Whether this week marks your first time in higher education, you transferred to Park University from another institution, or you are a returning student, whether you are present in this room or joining us via the web from one of our many sites across the country, I want you to understand that you are now and forever a part of Park's family. And what does that mean when we say that? It's a question I pondered this weekend, and I pondered it at a time in our nation in which something truly horrible happened. Outside the University of Virginia, protesters wanting to address removal of a Confederate statue led to a series of events that escalated to domestic terrorism, death, and injury. How did that happen? It happened because people like the Ku Klux Klan and the neo-Nazis, who are fueled by anger bigotry, hatred, fear, exclusion. Let their worst elements rule their soul, rule their actions, and to change this world in a profoundly negative way. And I will tell you, I despaired what to say to you about this as your president. And in my despair, I turned to you, and I went out to Twitter, and I looked to see what you were saying about that incident. And I want to share 2 quotes from your peers. One said, "If only America as a whole could be like Park University. People from different walks of life working together without judgment and hate." Another peer of yours said, "In the wake of events in this country, I am proud to walk across a campus where diversity and community is encouraged and growing." You brought me comfort in that moment because you reminded me of what it means for us to be a family. You know, my wife Lori and I came here from St. Louis. We got to see Ferguson firsthand. We saw what the tremendous damage that discrimination does to a community, to a people. And we also at the same time watched good people shield their eyes from it and say, we don't want to address this. And that fundamental issue has not been addressed there. But that is not true here at Park University. At Park University, when we say family, what we are saying is that we stand together. We stand based on love. We stand based on reason. We stand for diversity, and we stand for inclusion. And we do not do it because it is easy. We do it because it is right. We do it because we need to build that community here. Because my generation has left you a legacy that hasn't addressed the problems of the last centuries. It is now going to be your mantle, your responsibility. And when I talk about us being a family, I mean that we are going to change this world. We are going to change it here. We are going to change it when you graduate. We will set the standards and show the world that love and reason rule in this community, in this century, and for our children. And that is what it means for us to be a family. And so, we are thrilled to have you here, to have you as part of this family, and we thank you for choosing us. Students, you're embarking on a life-changing journey. Your perspectives will stretch, be challenged, evolve, and grow. It's inevitable. That is the nature of the power of education at work. Knowledge has an inherent ability to change everything it touches, and you are in for an exciting ride. And Park's faculty and staff members are honored to take it with you. It is our privilege to share this time in your lives. And so while your minds are expanding, there are 4 basics I want you to remember. Number 1, remember to study hard. Now that sounds like a no-brainer, but it actually bears repeating because I really want it to sink in. Study hard. You'll be surprised how many students don't finish their higher education journeys because they spent too much time attending to everything except for the real reason they were attending in the first place. So what does it mean to study hard? Get up, show up to class, prepare, do the work, study hard. Number 2, remember to try new things. This time in your life will be an intense period of self-discovery. Some of that discovery means learning who you are as well as who you are not. Find and engage in the activities that you've always enjoyed, but try doing the opposite of what you've always done every once in a while. Be bold and be daring. You might surprise yourself and discover passions and talents you never knew you possessed. And know you'll make mistakes along the way, but that's just part of the journey. Give yourself permission to try and fail and try again. It is how all of us learn. Number 3, remember to be kind to one another and to yourselves. Smile. Say please and thank you. Respect others' time. Show interest and compassion to your friends as well as to those you don't quite know yet. In fact, don't just do that here at Park, do it everywhere. Be sure to take care of your bodies, minds, and spirits. Eat well. Get enough sleep. Work in some exercise. Take mental breaks and do what is necessary to feed your spirits. For many of you who are just stepping out on your own for the first time, your well-being is your responsibility for the first time in your lives. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. Now let's see if I can pull this off all by myself. Staff gave me matches, so you can, the beaver hat that's 100 years old right here, so if anything can go wrong at any moment. Got that done. This illustrates the fourth and final thing I want you to remember. Lighten up. At the surface level, that might sound like I'm telling you to not take this journey seriously, so let me explain. I want you to put all of the energy, effort, and focus that you can muster into earning your education. Because later in this journey, you will have the opportunity to lighten up your communities and the world with what you've learned. In fact, it will be your obligation to shine your light as brilliantly as possible, to lighten up the world for everyone's benefit, to chase away the darkness, and not just to do so for your own interests. Your effort now, during this first week of class, is similar to the effort I just put forth when I lit this candle. This week, you struck a match and lit the wick of your knowledge candle. That took effort, and it will take your continual effort to keep that fire going. Don't let the winds of distraction or discouragement snuff out your fire. It will be tough at times, but tough times don't last. Tough people do. Protect your flame and keep it lit. One of my favorite quotes about education is from philosopher Alan Bloom, who said, "Education is the movement from darkness to light." I appreciate the vivid imagery of his words. In the dark, things can feel hidden, uncertain, frightening. But the introduction of light can put things into their proper perspective. And the presence of light can remove fear. Light transforms the world just like education. So students, remember, study hard, try new things, be kind, lighten up, and let's make this a great year. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Gunderson, for your comments and leadership to Park University. It is a great day to be a pirate. Thanks to all of you for taking part in this celebration of the 2017-2018 academic year. All of our distinguished guests, students, faculty, and staff are invited to a picnic and university involvement fair on the chapel lawn. Please note that the cafeteria will not be serving lunch due to the picnic. The annual involvement fair provides an opportunity for new and returning students to learn about student life, organizations, academic departments, and local vendors. This event is a great opportunity to engage with Park University family. As the event draws to a close with the recessional, please stand and remain standing. Also, please remain where you are until the platform party and faculty have exited. You will then be dismissed by rows. Thank you. We will now conclude the ceremony with the alma mater led by the Park Minstrels.
We will sing